In today's video, I want to discuss something that's really important to your success, and that is motivation. You know, the beginning of the year is when people start setting their intentions for the first week, first month, first quarter, and the entire year as well. This time of year is absolutely critical for us to get centered and focused, and with everyone's goals, they might be financial or health related, or they might be personal goals like improving a relationship. There's many things that contribute to the success of accomplishing that goal. It's not just setting the goal and praying that it's going to come to fruition. There's a strategy that you have to employ. And what I've discovered is about 10 different things, and there's of course more than that, but I've discovered 10 important things that are absolutely critical to helping you accomplish your goals. The first one is your relationships. The relationships that you keep are absolutely critical for you to be successful. You want to hang out with the right people. You want to hang out with people who are just as inspired and motivated as you, and people who also inspire you to raise the bar and elevate yourself. The 5 people that you hang out with the most are going to be the people that determine your outcomes in life, and this comes from Jim Rohn. Another thing that's important is our connection with Mother Nature. I find it very inspiring and very motivating when I get out in nature, and it usually teaches me something very important. Being out in nature, walking, being active, being in the sun, these are things that actually increase something called dopamine, which is what we refer to as our motivational neurotransmitter. So connecting with nature can be absolutely critical. Another thing that's important is aligning with our purpose and what some people call our spirit. So when we're aligned with our higher purpose, the reason that we were put on this planet, amazing things start happening. Amazing circumstances start unfolding in our lives. And so you'll know you're on the right path when these magical things start happening for you. And you don't have to force things to happen. They just happen for you instead of to you. You know, one thing that I always tell my patients and something that I tell my clients is that if things are happening to you, then you're probably on the wrong path. But if things are happening for you, then guess what? You're on the right path, and stick with it. Amazing things are waiting for you around the corner. Nutrition also plays an important role in motivation because we need the building blocks to make the neurotransmitters in order for us to be successful and stay on that path. So make sure you focus on what you're eating. Eating a diet that's sufficient in protein is very critical. Eating a diet that's high in leafy greens is also critical because this helps increase methyl donors. So make sure that your nutrition is as good as it can be. It's not about being perfect. You know, a lot of people try to be perfect when it comes to some of these things, but just start working on them. Another thing that you want to work on is stress. Stress depletes dopamine. So when we're under chronic stress or chronic inflammation, we produce fight or flight neurotransmitters. And the unfortunate consequence of this is we lose our focus, we lose our attention, we're constantly distracted, and we're in our reptilian brain. So to accomplish anything important, you're going to have to be in the higher faculties of the brain, and that's where reducing stress can be very important. One way to reduce stress is through meditation and mindfulness, taking deep breaths throughout the day, getting up and moving throughout the day, and of course some of the things that we talked about, eating a diet that's anti-inflammatory, hanging out with people that don't stress you out, connecting with nature. These are ways to reduce stress significantly. A big one that you want to look at also is mindset. You know, where is your mind at? What are you focused on? What do you believe to be true? The mindset that we have, that we approach each day and each task with, is absolutely critical. You have to believe that whatever you're trying to accomplish is something that you can accomplish, something that you were put on this planet to do. You know, positive affirmations can be great. Writing them down can be great. You know, gratitude is something that I practice on a daily basis. That can be great in instilling the right mindset. These are things that are absolutely important to your success. Now, another thing that can help you are supplements. You know, certain supplements like tyrosine, for example, can help you in increasing dopamine levels. Now, it's important that you understand that supplements and medications can be used, but should be used as a backup to some of the things that we already talked about. Get everything else right, and if that doesn't work, then nutrition and supplements can be added on. Communication is also very critical. How we communicate with others is very critical because other people will be more willing to help us if we communicate with them more clearly, and how we communicate with ourselves is actually very important as well. A lot of people don't communicate their goals, so they keep them buried deep inside. And when we keep these goals buried deep inside, guess what? Nobody can actually help us because they don't know what we're actually looking for. They don't know what we want. So many of you who have built in or built up frustration because you're not communicating your goals or communicating effectively and efficiently, are going to have a lot of struggles and a lot of challenges because the people that want to help you can't, because you're not effectively getting your message across. Now, another thing that's important is lifestyle. And lifestyle includes things like what time you go to bed, the frequency of light you're exposed to, how much you move and exercise throughout the day. And lifestyle is really a big broad term, but it incorporates many, many aspects. But one thing that I found is, the time you go to bed, the time you wake up, your environment in your home, the amount of time that you spend in nature, all of these things contribute to a healthy lifestyle. Even exercise, of course, is part of a healthy lifestyle. So make sure you're doing all of those things as well, and you'll find that you're so much more motivated. Now, one of the biggest things that I've found is that accountability is also huge. Connecting with people that have similar goals with you, but connecting with one or two people that are really close to you that have very, very similar goals can be very, very critical, because what ends up happening is you're both kind of working towards the same end result, or a very similar end result. So if you're trying to grow your business, connect with somebody else who's trying to grow their business. If you're trying to lose weight, connect with somebody else who's trying to lose weight, or somebody else who's lost weight, because they can hold you accountable. They can coach you through the process. If you're trying to start a new business, then guess what? Find somebody who's started a new business. If you're trying to get a new job, then talk to somebody who's also done the same, and understand the steps that they went through so that you're not making the same mistakes that they do. Accountability is very huge. In fact, I have an accountability partner, so a shout out to Ron, because we work out every morning, and he's also got some business goals that are in alignment with mine. So we talk about business, we talk about personal life, we also talk about exercise and nutrition. So there's a lot of alignment there, and we've seen an amazing transformation both spiritually and physically in our lives because we have this core alignment. Now, one of the things that I've done is I've created a really simple checklist for you. And what you can do is you can fill it out to see where these areas in your life are, and just do an honest self-assessment. If your relationships are perfect, then put a 10. If they need work, then you decide where they need to be. But what I would suggest is look at this wheel, that once you create this wheel, that's going to determine how likely you are to be successful. One of the things that I need to do more of, and I'll take accountability for this, is I need to be outdoors more. I need to be more grounded. I spend a lot of time indoors because I live in Canada. And that's no excuse, because the great outdoors are always there and available to us. We just have to make time and stop making excuses. So if you look at my wheel, which I'll share with you as well, you'll see a big dent in the spending time in nature section of my wheel. Every other area of my wheel looks really good. And of course, there's always room for improvement. So don't put 10s for everything. Know that you can always work on things, know that you can always improve things, and leave room for growth. So with love, with gratitude, hopefully this inspires you to make some changes, or to continue doing some of the things that you're doing, and reinforces some of the things that you're already doing. And I wish you an amazing day. Thank you.